In shadows we lurk, in shadows we play. This is Night Shift.
He's taking stock of his life. The guess is getting older. He turns away onto his side. Guess I should have told her how much she's changed. Not much remains of the girl he fell in love with. It took him about half the story, and it's so sad, but too bad. Never gained a feeling, and so it was a man and so a lover. But it's all I got to keep her undercover. This pretty thing off the lawn. He pulled her from the gutter. He dressed her up. She's so well formed. For one thing and another. And as he gave, he wanted more. But never knew anything about the secret camera in a drawer. And so it was she found herself a pension. And he paid up for his indiscretion.
Right, anyway, so let me get more of me on shot because I need to be seen to be glamorous and exciting, obviously. So we're also having a chat with specifically Passion Plays, Tony Nicholson.
Hey,
The
the others here is not very
Yeah.
valuable.
No,
It's quality over.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need the rest, right? So you've been around as a Doncaster band for quite a bit longer than John Merritt's and Wayne. So tell us something about
No,
your
the same. Like, I was interested late 80s. I think we were the same, and I can remember
When was that music video made?
late, like I say, late about 88, 89. That
Yeah.
one. The one I know which one you're on about.
Yeah.
The one either on the roof of the car park or Sting.
Sting, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got that right. Well done.
Yeah.
So tell people about Passion Playing. What that's
Well, I mean, obviously, if anyone Googles Passion Play, they're gonna get
a lot of different.
different things. Because unknown to us at the time, like, Passion Play was like a bigger thing than what we thought. But what really squashed our like Google ability was when the film came out.
Yeah.
And Hollywood just like hammered the whole of it.
Yeah.
But Google fame wasn't what we were doing it for.
Oh, and Google didn't exist when you started.
Didn't exist. Yeah, it was still yet to be born. So yeah, I mean, when put the band together, I had like strong ideas about what kind of songs we wanted to be, sort of like a touch of glam. And also a bit of goth, because it was like heavily influenced by Bowie and Bowie and Cure and that kind of.
I think you can definitely hear those sort of influences coming through.
And so I was, but also, I mean, all my life I've always felt like a songwriter rather than a guitarist. So the guitar has always like been something that supported songwriting. And that's how I feel within the band, you know. It's like getting an important message out is, and having it with a catchy tune is just like a great thing to do.
Yeah.
You know. So that's my.
So that's the
influence of that thing that I wanted to do, was just to write good songs. So.
What sort of things have you sung about in the past with Passion Play then?
Gosh.
Because I know obviously you're clearly a person whose things that are happening in the world clearly matter to you, because you're part of the Green Party,
yes,
which we'll come to a bit more later perhaps. But you know, as someone like that, has that sort of principle influenced your songwriting and stuff?
Not principally.
No.
But it's definitely is there. There's several songs that are from like an ecological point of view.
Yeah.
By the fact that
back to Passion Play. Has issues with the world and stuff, which, as I say, you clearly care about them with being part of a political party. Has that influenced and been a topic for Passion Play at all?
Yes. There are some new songs which the band are working on right now, and it's more to do with the fact that as well as social issues, which are key. The way that everything's just like not fair.
Yeah.
So there's that kind of aspect, but there's just to give you an example of like one particular song. It's working title, "Praying for Rain."
Right. Yeah.
And you can get the sort of like the ecological thing about the fact that as global warming occurs, it's we're ending up with like the places that we live becoming more drought ridden. It's becoming sort of like we get a situation we'll have during the summer here in rainy old England, is that we'll have like long periods without rain, and what happens is we end up with fire in fields and things like that. And the song is like that about what will you do? What are you going to do about it? About the fact that when we're all here praying for rain, is that we're left in a situation where it's quite desperate, and I would say that that's come from what I know through what I've because I've been heavily involved in green politics and everything about and when you hear people talk about these things, not quite having looked into it, but wanting to express what they want to believe, is that you have this kind of thing where you're having to try to explain. The thing is that if you're right, then that's just great. We've just wasted a lot of time and effort for no good. But if you're wrong, we're going to be looking at a catastrophe.
Totally.
And from what I've seen, the catastrophe is far more likely.
Yeah, I mean, the catastrophe seems to be happening right now. And have the hottest male on record.
That's right. And celebrated. Yeah, that is the thing. Is it's just like it was a lovely warm day.
No, I don't.
And well, no, but they do. The general. Yeah, I know. We don't. I mean, I sit in the shade, along with most people who are goth actually. So,
So
So in the songwriting is like there has that element in it, but I've always been more interested in human development.
Yeah.
So you'll find that a lot of the songs. I mean, if we just like use this thing as an example, this thing is about. There was a response to there was in the press and just on the news was about old men taking advantage of and exploiting them and I just thought it was like really awful. It was that everyone who knows about that the story that is about what I'm referring to, it's just like it's just a terrible thing. And the thing is that you're a man and therefore it's kind of like collectively we have a responsibility about the fact that how we conduct ourselves and how if a young woman tells you that they've been exploited, it's up to us to actually take them seriously, rather than to ignore them and to just say that of course whatever social background that you I'm more inclined to believe this guy rather than you, which I think has happened and it's absolutely appalling. Well, the Sting is kind of like that, but what happens is that this middle-aged guy exploits a young woman, and then but she finds a way of like getting her own back on him, which is this thing from the title. And that's and so it was like trying to find a way of just like empowerment, but from obviously I'm a bloke. I cannot express myself from their point of view, but it's in trying to address.
It's at least trying to offer that sympathy and support.
Yeah. We have two songs. One's called "Gonna Make You Love Me," and the other one is the guy who stalked Björk. And he,
I don't know who it is, but I heard about it.
And so we wrote a song about that, but we also way back we wrote a song called "Gonna Make You Love Me," and the two things are like bookends. Because they are about a character of someone who like doesn't really know this person, but they're obsessed with them. And that in "Gonna Make You Love Me" is like he's going to do whatever he can to force this woman to be with him. The Björk stalker, don't know for everyone who doesn't know, actually parceled up a bomb and sent it through the post to her, and the only reason why it never got to her was because he killed himself. And then they found his body and he taped. It was like filming himself making the bomb.
Right.
So they pressed the play on the camera, thinking it was just me. I killed myself because the world is just so terrible. And what they saw was this guy was making a bomb, and the bomb was on its way to Björk, and it went all the way to her local post office. That was going to be delivered the next day, because he'd done a lot of research into that. And I tried to get that into a song, and it was. But I think that we've done it, but those kind of those really. I mean, it could almost be a John Merrick song. It's darkness of the thought process of the person that singing about is just like their dark process of where they've gone. Is like how on earth do you get to that? I mean, I am a huge Björk fan. And at never any point in time have I ever felt like that. Plus, also, I feel like the opposite of that is just like I mean, he was like obsessed by the fact that what triggered him was the fact that she was going out with Tricky,
right?
Because he was black, therefore that can't be right.
Sort of an element of racism as well.
Exactly. And so having those kind of things. Whereas for me, none of my business, frankly. Whoever she chooses to go out with and who she has in her life. All I'm just happy about is the fact that I've lived at the same time, time zone, and I'm able to go and see the concerts, buy the records and things like that. So it's crazy mix what goes on inside your own head, but I did have to, felt like I had to write about that.
So has there been at all a sort of evolution in the songwriting of Passion Play over the years? Would you say has the sort of sound adjusted over time in certain ways? And has the subjects changed at all?
Well, that's right, because we didn't used to write about sort of the ecological side.
Yeah.
But we used to be more like I've always been interested in, the human nature. of
Yeah.
things. So there've always been that, but gradually, because that's become like a big thing in my life, it's bound to.
Yeah, it's bound to be the sort of thing which
you'd start to
gets
write
in
about.
there.
Yeah, the inspiration of things.
And with regards to sort of writing the music, has that adjusted over time? Is it easier to write songs? Do you try and find sort of new areas to go with? I mean, the thing is, you've always stuck with the same basic instrumentation with the sort of guitars and drums, but have you found maybe new ways of playing them and that sort of thing over the years?
Yeah, I mean, you can say, if you listen to, let's just say, for example, we've now got one of the newer songs that's in our repertoire.
Yes.
It's about time and how we'll say like now we say that, well, okay, this is all good and well, but I feel like tomorrow I'll probably get on with it tomorrow, and that is always like that thing about like always putting off.
Yeah.
And then we all think that we've got like loads of time to just do stuff, whereas in actual fact we know we have a limited time.
Yeah.
Let's get it done. So the current like writing is more of like that aspect,
right?
Of, and working on that. Whereas, and I can just use, like say Gonna Me with Me, just as an example, is like being more in the time of itself.
Yeah.
It's like an individual acting out their thing, whereas that was like more thinking of the concept of the song starts there and then what happens like that. But also there's a song we wrote which is about it's called Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Right.
And
sounds like you're getting a bit John Merritt's mains there.
Which is very much in that sort they are. And so the interesting thing is that because if everyone's ever seen the film Invasion of the Body Snatchers,
I've seen our version of it.
And when it's actually on YouTube currently, and people can see the whole film with adverts on.
Yeah.
But the whole nature of it is that something goes from outer space. They travel through the solar wind or whatever it is, and they land on Earth, and they emerge as like plants.
Yeah.
And but they're really attractive, so people like take these plants and what do they do with them? They put on the sideboard next to the bed or whatever.
I think people largely know the story of Body Snatchers.
But the thing is that there's the thing is that the song, when you actually follow the lyrics of the song, have you seen the film? Is that it follows follows the same route. But the most interesting thing is like because that whole thing about the people changing, it's like there's something behind the eyes, there's a stillness in the voice, so that sort of thing. It's there. They are not the same as what they used to be, and that when I'd first written it, I was playing it to my wife, Janet.
Right.
And I was talking about it. What do you think about this song? And she goes, "Is it about The Walking Dead?" I thought, do you know what?
That would be a John Merritt's main song.
But the thing was that I could see exactly where she was coming from.
Yeah.
About the people not being what they were and how they just. I said, really good that you said that, because obviously, it can be seen from a different point of view, but no.
I kind of have a song that people might think is sort of a bit sort of like John Merritt's Remains title wise, called Ode to the Living Dead, but I can, it's because that's feeling like most people were zombies sort of voting for negative things and that sort of thing, but anyway.
There it is though, isn't it? Your songs don't have to be fully explained.
No.
They let them take what they want from it. That's why I do fall into the trap of explaining things a bit. But if people take something from it, it is theirs. Their interpretation of it is the one that counts.
Yeah.
Because it means something to them. So
regrettably on somewhat limited time, so we have to sort of finish pretty quickly. But I know you obviously say you're rather the Bowie fan, and who of us isn't really?
Yeah.
Well, he is technically Doncaster connected
Yes,
anyway.
he actually is. So yeah, not.
I mean, just down the road there, there's a relative buried, his grandmother or something.
I think all right, yes. Actually, I don't know. But I know that his dad.
It's
his
in
dad
Hyde
picture
Park
was-
Cemetery. There is like his grandmother or great grandmother buried there.
Yeah.
I just wondered if we might perhaps, I mean, I'm not saying it's something that's required, I'm just sort of curious if you might be feeling sort of tempted to include a Bowie cover at the gig. As I say, it's not like I'm trying to say do a Bowie cover, I just wondered if that
We
was
will be
possible.
doing the Bowie cover.
I just wondered if it might happen, knowing what a fan that you were.
Yeah.
But we don't want to spoil what it is. Anyway, so we are greatly looking forward to it, and I'm hugely grateful for you being so kind as to open things up on the Saturday, and we're going to have a fabulous time, which we have already discussed with John Ritzman, but this will be a separate episode. So yeah, and I'm sorry to sort of only have like 20 minutes with you, but we're sort of running out of time. But anyway, yeah, hugely appreciate your agreeing to come on and be part of it, and hopefully we can have a fabulous time.
I think we will.
All right, thanks a lot.
And thanks for having us.
kind that remains. But love can never die. You made me wanna cry. But love can never die. You made me wanna cry. But love can never die. You made me wanna cry. Yeah.
In shadows we lurk, in shadows we play. This is